Guess who's back? Back again. Darker's back with another review. But sadly, it's not of the E5. Today, we're going to be doing the M103. Probably my favourite Tier 9 tank, I would say, one of the ones I've played so far. As usual, we're going to talk about the line. We will get to the E5 eventually, but right now, we'll continue with the line. I'll do a bit more of a general talk as well. I'll start at the T1 Heavy. T1 Heavy for Tier 5 was pretty good. The thing about this line, it's probably one of the best lines in the game because this line has no bad tanks. M3 Lee is actually a bit of a pain. However, it's Tier 4, so it's not really that strenuous to get through. However, from 5 onwards, it's a beast of a line, quite honestly. The 76mm Tier 5, huge pen, huge DPM. Yeah, it's just kind of annihilates things. The Tier 6 M6 armor's not great. I didn't get the upgraded engine, so it's pretty slow. 100 armor at the front, and it's not that angled. However, this gun, this 90mm at Tier 6, is really, really good. In fact, I'm pretty sure. Where's the Hellcat? There it is. It pretty much gets the Hellcat's gun with faster rate of fire, less accuracy, and that we all know how good the Hellcat's gun is. So the M6 is an absolute beast. You don't have to play it for very long, but you really just rinse stuff with it. It's kind of awful, really. Yeah, really, really good tank. T29 is an absolute monster again for its tier. Probably the best tank at Tier 7. This gun at Tier 7, 198 pen. Just going to go through the front of pretty much any Tier 7 tank. 320 damage, decent rate of fire. I mean, this tank, if it's hull down, which is really again what this line is about. American line, very, very good turrets. At least leading up to the and including the M103, good turrets, very good gun depression, and yeah, the hulls of the tank aren't as good generally. You normally want to avoid that, and that really starts with the T29. So really, if you can just get behind something, I mean, if you can see there, 279 armor at the front, that's pretty huge. And nothing's going to go through the front of your turret. It might hit your cupola, as you can see there, but that's a story for another day. But really, really good gun depression, really strong turrets make these things absolutely monstrous tanks. Just hide the bottom of your tank and just poke your turret over a hill, and you can really, really destroy stuff. I never got my mastery on the T29, I don't think. It's very difficult to get because it's a really, really strong tank, and a lot of people do very well in it. T32 is not. This is probably the quote-unquote worst tank in this line, but it certainly is not a bad tank. It is. Nice thing about T32, it uses pretty much all the same stuff on the T29. So this engine, the last engine, is used on the T32 as well as the T29, and so does this gun. So you come onto the T32, and you need to unlock the tracks and the turret, and everything. You get the gun and the top engine already unlocked. The turret is a big deal. 298 armor, over 114, so that's, you know, quite a big deal. Thing about this tank though, this gun at Tier 8 is not impressive. Gold is sometimes required if you're going to be firing at Tier 9s and 10s, because it's not accurate. However, it's pretty much a smaller, faster, nimbler version of the T29, and there's nothing bad about that. And this is even better at hull down, because penning this turret from the front is one of the hardest things to shoot at in the game. The cupola on this turret. So yeah, it was a nice grind. M103 is what we will be talking about today. Let's have a look at it, shall we? 1,750 hit points, pretty solid. Not as much as the 75 or anything like that, but it's German tanks. We're normally going to have more hit points, so it's not bad at all. Solid chunk of health. 54 tons, 810 horsepower engine. That's a good horsepower to weight ratio. This is not a slow tank. This really does shift. Speed limit 34 miles an hour for a heavy tank. That can really move. 26 traverse speed on the hull, 32 on the turret. Again, this is pretty agile. Honestly, you can really move around with this thing. The E50M, the review I did a while ago, I would kind of compare the movement of these two tanks. The E50M is probably slightly more agile, but it is a medium tank, so just bear that in mind. The hull armor now. Yeah, the hull armor is a bit weird. It's not great. As usual, like the underplate of the hull is where you want to shoot this tank if you can. I'm not going to spend too long on this because obviously I don't have one in the garage. But yeah, the underplate of the hull is where you want to really shoot at if you can. The turret's a bit of a nightmare. When I'm in the game, I'll point out to you where it should shoot. Really, I just wanted to go over its hard stats. The gun is an absolute beast on this tank. It's really, really good, very consistent. 120 millimeters, 5.36 rate of fire, 258 pen, 400 average damage, 0.37 accuracy, 2.3 aiming time. Really, really good. As tier 9 heavy tank guns go, really, really solid. Really good. 400, really good chunk of damage. Stuff like the E75 will alpha a lot harder. However, they don't have your DPM, and they really don't have your accuracy either, or your aiming time. So you can really. And also, again, I was talking about how I thought aiming time was a bit of a weird stat, because this gun is super accurate, really, and 0.37 to me does not represent at all. So just bear that in mind. Does have the gold if you need to go through heavier stuff. It is heat, but you can't have everything in life. For crew skills, I went with repairs on pretty much every heavy tank. You want to go repairs from at the start. Then I went brothers in arms, and then I go specific skills. It's a pretty standard loadout. Obviously, I get Sixth Sense. Everyone else repairs, then brothers in arms, then specific skills after that. So yeah, equipment choices again pretty standard: vents, rammer, vertical stabilizers. You can take certain heavy tanks. You can take a toolbox on if you're going to be side scraping a lot. So maybe for the German heavy line, the VK series, you might want to take that. But on this tank, really just a kind of standard loadout. So yeah. Again, I'm not going to spend too long here, guys. I know that's rare for me, but I will shut up and talk much more specifically about the tank in the replay I've got for you right now. Alright guys, so here we go. As you can see, top tier, and really, really top tier here. One of the two tier 9s on either team, and luckily myself and Oba are the two tier 9s. So yeah, I think it seems like we're going to have fun this game. Platooning with people from my clan now. I was in a different clan currently. One of us, Winter, is on artillery, and Oba is on his WZ-1114. I'm a M103. Now, just to pause here quickly, and I'll talk slightly more about the tank. From the front, that lower plate is where you want to shoot. It's still got 127 millimeters of armor on the lower plate. So I mean, and so if you're angling it, you'll be fine most of the time, I would say, because it's got a pretty steep angle anyway, if you can see. The band on the front of the tank, which I can't really show you very well, but if you look right at the front of the tank, there's a crease running right through the middle of the hull. That's got about 203 armor, and is a very, if you just look at it, it's a very awkward angle. Where you want to shoot this tank, if you can, in the sides, really weak armor, and also if you look at the turret, sides of the turret have 203 armor. However, if you can get it at that sort of angle, yeah, it's going to go in. It's a bit of a weird turret. And also the cupola at the back, also definitely an option. So here we go. This is a really good game. It's a bit of a monster game. It really kind of displays what this tank can do, and it's going to be one where I'm kind of slowing down the replay a lot to sort of highlight certain things. So I apologise if any of you guys find that bit annoying. Alright, so here we go. Ruhenberg. Normally assessing their team. I mean, when you're in a heavy tank, it's always much more obvious where you should go into the town as a heavy tank on this map. If you're top tier, it's a no-brainer. You need to contest this area. Where exactly? It's kind of up to you. You'll see I kind of go up here to get a shot there at the start, and then I come back around here to contest this part here. But really, anywhere in this area is where you want to be. If you can take control of this road, that's good. However, what's getting shot from over here? Anyway. It's always quite nice when there's two of you in heavy tanks. I'm communicating with Ober here, so we know what's going on. We've got artillery support from Winter at the back there. And you can see what I mean about this tank. You know, it's getting a move on. It's not slow at all. You know, really pretty nippy. So here we go. We're both running up here to try and get shots on stuff. And there's a lurver right at the start. He bounces. I just put a round right through the front of his tank. Now, this is a very bad move. On this map, guys, when you're on this side, the RT is always going to be aiming here. Always. You know, it's just the most common place to aim, and I really should have seen it. I don't, however, so in a few seconds you'll see what happens to me. Bosh. Hit by RT, but for not a small amount. That was about an 800 damage hit. And if you can see, hit me right there on the gun mantle. Pretty nasty. What was that? Yeah, that was the old Russian RT. So, but you know, what can you do? I think about having another look there. But I see what's behind me. The T-28 prototype. Pretty sure he can take the E75. And apparently I'm so dazed by getting hit by RT that I drive into that. So it's not a good start, but I promise you it picks up. So Ober's getting slapped over here, and if you see right now, pretty much all of their big tanks are here, and all of our tanks are camping over here. Right, well, if we let them come, if we weren't here, they'd come down here, and down here, and there's nothing we could do, because, you know, at that point they're here, they're going to be coming down here, and probably pushing down here as well. We've got all these tanks here doing absolutely nothing, but, you know, it's what you've got to deal with sometimes. So I move up to help Ober in this Tiger. Now, it sounds mean. Here we go. Again, that's snapshotting with this gun. Just bam, you know, really good. Sounds mean, but I was kind of hoping this Tiger would die to give me something to sit behind. Nothing to you personally, Mr. JC Roche, but it's just what I really wanted to happen, and luckily it does. And now this puts me in a really good position, and I'll show you why. You can't really see right now, but I can now go hull down behind this Tiger, fire at T-28 prot, and bounce, sadly. So now, if you look at the map, it's me and Ober against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tanks. Or really, I guess the two T-28 prots kind of helping up here. These guys are doing nothing. These guys are kind of dealing with this stuff. So literally it's me, Ober, and the T-28 prot versus 10 tanks. So, yeah. Here we go. So I start coming around these corners. T-28 prototype. By the way, guys, firing at these things from the front, aim right there. You see the cheeks that kind of bulge out from its turret? Will go in every time if you've got a decent pen gun. Look behind, see Ober finish off that E50. Roll out again. Again, right in the cheek of his turret every time. It's just going to go in. I know he's just fired at me, so I roll out once more. You can still see the cheek. There he goes. This gun, really nice and accurate, nice high amount of pen. It's really just going to cut through things like a hot knife through butter. Now, remember earlier I was saying these guys weren't doing anything? They are doing one thing. They're making sure nothing flanks me from over there, right? They're sitting here, nothing can come around this corner and get me. However, we are still taking all these tanks on our own. it's just sometimes the pub. It's just what happens. It's what you got to do. So here we go. Out, right into the cupola of the T-34. Reverse again. Just popping out, taking shots, popping back in. Now, if you see here, I drive out. See how I drive out and drove back in again instantly? And you can see it worked because I just baited his shot, which just went absolutely nowhere. So you drive out and drive back instantly, and then they'll get scared and shoot at you because they think you're coming out, and you drive back, which means that I can now do this for free. Roll out, bang. I did get quite lucky. See, one T-34 fired, the T-29 hadn't. However, T-29's got 198 pen. Really don't think it's going to be able to pen me. It's not accurate enough to snapshot my cupola that quickly. So, you know, sometimes there are calculated risks you can take. If he's using gold, he could have aimed for my cupola and hit it. But I know he's got quite a long aim time. He's got more aim time than me, and his gun's less accurate. So that was a risk that, you know, I made a risk that I could. I made a calculated risk that I could get my shot off before he could get his off, and it paid off. Have a quick look behind me, see what's going on with Oba. I'm just looking down, making sure that I'm not any weird places. See, again, I don't know if you're watching the way I'm moving. Roll out, roll back. It throws off their aim, and with the greatest of respect, they should wait until I stop moving. You know, this is one of the biggest things of World of Tanks. Always, you know, if you're rolling out into someone, you know, if you're coming around a corner on someone, let them shoot you first, but offer them parts of your tank you know, or offer them a really hard shot. Chances are they're going to see your tank and just fire at it. You know, if they don't know what they're doing, they're just going to fire at any part of your tank they can see, and that really works in your favour because you can just bait their shot out. They're going to bounce or hit your track, and then you just get a free shot on them, as you're about to see. Just snapshot him, 461 damage, and now these guys who were here have come round and are trying to deal with me. By the way, still me and Oba against the world here. There's now 4 tanks ahead of me. I was fighting 3v1 a minute ago. I dealt with the T-28 prototype. Been fighting 2v1 for a while against the 29 and the 34. Now it's 4v1 with the AMX and the Tiger II as well. So now here I do make a bit of a mistake. Oh no, not quite here yet. I look out, wait for the shot, put it right on the side of the Tiger II. I think here I make the mistake. I thought that the Tiger hole was far enough back so that I couldn't get shot through this gap here. Turns out I was wrong. But there we go, I won't be making that mistake again. I roll forward again, he bounces off the side of me. I wait for the perfect shot on the Tiger, making sure I finish off the low health targets first. There's the AMX. Bang, and once again he's going to have a hard time penning my turret if I roll back and forth. 4,300 damage and 3 kills at this point. If you can see in my platoon, our team has 5, 6, 7, 8 kills, and we have 6 of them. So you know, we're really making work of this team. Finish off the T-29. Again, I'm not really scared of the T-29. He's going to have a real hard time penning me, and I can aim faster than him, so that doesn't really bother me too much. T-34 he's backing off now. Now's the time to start pushing. There he is. Put another big round into the roof of his turret. 4 kills to me now. 2 kills to Oba. Turning his turret right in the side of the T-34's turret every time. We'll go in, guys. Every single time. Someone else takes a swipe at him. I roll out right in his hole. Now it's just pretty much mop up time, but as you can see, just holding that position, just baiting their shots, going round, taking free shots of them. That's what it's all about. E75, put a nice round into the side of him. But again, he's got stuff coming from everywhere, so what's he going to do? As you can see, both myself and Over, I mean, I'm on 600 health, he's on 80 health. Pretty battered and bruised, but we did kind of hold off against about 10 tanks on our own. Here you can really see the accuracy of this tank. Not even aimed in properly. Bang. I wanted my Top Gun, which is why I'm snapshotting like a fool, by the way. And just to really rub it in, this tank is an absolute beast. The gun is insane. The armor's not the best, but it's really good. It's nice and nimble. I mean, you can see, you know, it zips around the map. And there we go. We were 1 kill away from a crucial contribution, which is where your platoon gets 12 kills out of the 15. But hey, really, really good game all the same. Hope you enjoyed it, guys.